Hello and welcome back to Caltech Gaming. So today, this morning, we are going to be continuing our work on programming in LUA for Tabletop Simulator, um, the game Escape the Dark Castle. So yesterday's episode, we programmed Adventure Pack 1 here. So today, we're going to be working on Adventure Pack 2, which comes with these different items. So we've got a rule book, some dice, event cards, and some helper cards, I think. So our first thing is, of course, going to be to get a button going. So we want that button to be right about there and correspond to Adventure Pack 2, which is called Scourge of the Undead Queen. So we're going to take a look here where we bring in our buttons, which is right here. Been thinking a little bit about cleaning this code up and making some functions for it, and or like these adventure pack ones, moving them to a separate object. So that may be something I do in a cleanup step later, but right now I just want to kind of get through the code for these three modules, and then we'll worry about all the cleanup after the fact. So that was not the right one to copy there, so we're not going to use that one. Use this one. It's in approximately the correct location and has the right things. Clean, Adventure 2, that is Scourge of the Undead. Let's see how many times I have to look up. Okay, so there's our new button. Let's make sure it's going to be in the wrong place because I didn't change the position. So let's move the position. We'll come down towards us. So that's going to be a lower value here. Let's bring it down to. Let's see if that goes where we want it. Bam, right there. Look at that. Good stuff. Now we want to do a function. Yeah. We know the first thing we're going to do is get the rules out. That's going to look quite like that, except we're going to be looking in Adventure Pack 2. The squid. Okay. Oh, I already copied it. I guess I didn't even see it when I did it. And then we want the rules out of that. Which here is, hopefully that has a real GUID. Find out in short order if it doesn't. So, and boss sync. Okay. So unfortunately, this has been happening a fair amount. And usually I just like to kind of back up the code I'm working on and do a quick reload when this happens. Put buttons there. And new function is not there. So now we should pull out the rules, but it doesn't. So the question is, why did it not pull out the rules? Clean setup. Clean setup. Function. Did it clean? Yep. Doesn't seem to be erroring out. Well, that's interesting. I'll tell it to take it out. That is a wrong section, so it should be copied when I did that. Also, I want to correctly name that. Wow. Let's get it on the right side of parentheses here. 2 box, 2 box. Alright, that's better. Bam. Rulebook comes flying out. So, take a quick gander at the rules. I've looked at most of these, but I want to just make sure we have a general sense of how this operates. So we got chapter cards, supplement, companion cards, companion dice, spellbook die, and events, items, and bots. So, creating the castle for this, we're going to take our cards, our undead queen boss, start card as normal, shuffle the item deck, including the 3 companion events, and the 2 new items, and put them in there. Chapter dice, companion card, companion dice, etc., all to the side. And remember, alternatively, all cards in the Escape the Dark Castle mixed together for max variety. Yep. I think that's everything we need to know about the setup. Companions enter controlled. End up having to figure out where we want those companions on the board. Not sure about that one, but then we've got all kinds of special abilities and exceptions each of those companions have. Chalice, spell. Yeah, so that's how this sucker's going to work. Alright, so next thing we want to get then is from the box is going to be a boss card right there. Got the lid for it. This one while we're going. Wow, I messed these all up, didn't I? Well, that's good. Yeah, I'm getting in here to fix them while I'm doing it. Boss grid one more time. Boss grid that. Take box 2. Start comment. That's what this is doing. And send it. Okay. So, got stuck in the hand zone. This is something that came up a lot the other day. So, to fix that, I have to do a quick reload. Take the item out of here. toss card. Deactivate the hands toggle. Put the item back in. Overwrite or save. We're working with. And see that it goes to the correct place now. Next, chapter cards. Get our chapter cards out of here, and we're gonna have to do the same thing as far as deactivating that. So actually, load first. I'm gonna lose that script change. Because the first thing I've got to do is fix these chapter cards. So this was a problem we ran into yesterday in yesterday's working through this. These like to jump into the hand zones. Don't happen like that. And put it there, show that drops, rotate. Turn that up so it's a little faster when I rotate these. Could do this with a script, but again, not super worried about this. We've only got these few cards plus the 15 in the next pack to go. So it's not too bad. Just do it. And this is also ensuring everything in here has a grid while we're doing this. Not that we actually need one for the chapter cards, but it will matter for some of the other items. Ooh, he's a nasty looking one, isn't it? Look at this guy. Blood red. Yeah. Rush the dragon. Kind of Draco looks. Yeah. Looks unpleasant. Okay, so we've got all of our cards now. We're going to put them back in here and overwrite our save. Load that save. Hopefully I did that correctly. I didn't mess this up. These. In here. Good copy now. And clean setup chapter cards. So as you can see, because we set up that other module yesterday, this is going a lot faster because I don't have to look up all the positions and what to make things work. Like that, we had to play with quite a while to get the stacking right the other day. So here, just because I copied the code, it just immediately is correct. One of the great things is when things just work like that. Use them. So next up is our occultist. Remove the start card. Would have thought that would have been on here. That may be in a different function for a reason. Call setup. But the rest of this is going to be a little bit different because we're not doing the call itself. These next ones are going to take a little longer because we're going to have to figure out the exact things that we need to do. So we've got our chapter cards. Where's our entrance card? Part of standards? Not there. Where would I have put that? Well, let's do a quick test because I thought I had built that function in. But let's go on with the other day. Ah, yep. Right, so it was after that did some stuff. So definitely does get called. Ah, here it is. Right. Looking right at it. So, okay. So we know how that's going to happen. So I don't have to immediately worry about that. That's our next thing. Start card. Item deck. Boom, 3 companion events. So we need to get those companion events out. So that's these event cards. Probably have toggles on them that we'll have to remove. Let's see what happens first. It's going to be this section here. Just change backward. That. Let's see if that works. 3 items stacked on there nice. Look at them. Now they're on the top. 3 companion events. Stuff. Now, I don't know how exactly we're going to get those out of that box or when. I wonder if maybe there's like an on deal function or something of that nature that we could use, but not going to immediately worry about that because we need to get these character cards here out as well as their dice. So I think what I might do is just put them this way here. But let's get the items out of here. There's 2 more items for a total of 40. Total 40. Good. Look, I should be here. Alright, Spellbook Ritual Chalice. Good stuff. I think there's some dice we need to get out of here. Yeah, so we got 4 dice that we're interested in. But really, what I want is just this spellbook dice. Because spellbook dice I'm going to put here, roughly where we put the cultist dice in the last one. And then what I'm going to aim for is putting the other cards right here. Similar to how we have the dice and character cards over on this side. I want to put those cards here. So, first one is the spellbook dice. Squid. Now we have cultist dice here. Wow, that didn't. Yeah. Thought for a second there I had copied it over the wrong section, but we're in the right section. Got our correct wood in there. So, the dice comes flying down. And it's on a fairly unique looking side. The quality on that one is not great. Broken lightning bolt, broken lightning bolt, lightning bolt. Ooh, fancy lightning bolt. And skull. Okay. So, our next thing is going to take some experimentation, because we're going to need to get these cards and dice over here. So it's going to be a little bit slower as we do that process. First, going to Witch Hunter. That's one more or less. Presumably it's using the center frame. Let's see if we can see where that is. Actually, I could use this other object to do it too. Let's see if that gives us a better fix on where it is. Yeah, it does. It's pretty cool. Okay, so our object is that one. And our target position is, except this isn't based on target positions. That's not going to help. All right. This is based on relative positions to the box. Forgot about that part. So, that's the easy part. All right. Now, how do we want to get? Let's say an x of less than that. Let's go. Let's see what happens. Okay, we ended up down here, which is, well, a lot further than I was aiming. Go that way. That helps. Nope, that is the wrong way. Maybe it is the original parameter that we had. Well, it's actually quite a bit closer. So the original one we had was 55, 15. Alright, let's try it. Had all kinds of experimentation issues getting these positions right. I guess it was the actual position. Okay, not sure why that works with some items and differently with others. I'm not going to worry about it. But we got our Witcher out. Next is Spirit. And we want that one to be 2 inches down from that. So we're going to say 10 B. A little bit further down. So 8. And further down still. 5. There we go. And our final card is a guard. Definitely getting better at this than yesterday. Things are coming together a lot faster, which is good. This is probably only my 3rd or 4th day working on these scripts. So, definitely getting the feel for how it goes. Be really interested to start working on some other games after I get this one done. Oops, I forgot to adjust the position. So we brought that other one down 10, so we're going to go to -5. Let's see if that's the right spot. Sure does. So there's our 3 companions. Now we need to get them their dice. So, what's your die? Right, so looks good. Whoa. Back up here. Witcher. And I think that's the center of the card. So we're going to go touch to the left. So 52. And go, yeah, right about the middle. Seems good. Okay. Well, so that happened. Let's see if we can fix it by just moving the dice up in the air a little bit. Because otherwise I'll have to use a callback function to fix it. Yeah, just putting it up in the air. Okay, so next is Spirit. Card. And again, there's a lot of stuff in here for code cleanup later, but I want to just finish the modules first, and then we'll do a big code cleanup day after. Forgot to move it down. This one's 5. Comment in here. And go back. And we're on to the last one. Guard dice. Boom. So our dice, just like that. It's the guard, this squid, and done. And of course, it's going to desync on. Well, I have to change the position. -5. There we go. And we now have everything out of the box too. Awesome. And so then we need to do our start card and our item shuffle, which is pretty simple. Just do this here. Now, with one push of the button, we should be ready to go for Adventure Pack 2. Okay, so everything came out. Our rules came out. Hopefully in here we have 40 cards. Let's just do a quick observation, make sure the cards that we thought. Okay, so they're not at the top, which is good. There's a companion event. There's a companion event. There's one. And there's our spell book. And wherever the other thing is. Companion. I don't honestly remember what the last item is, but we know it's in there because the total's 40. Oh, it was the Bloody Chalice is what it was, or the Sacrificial Chalice. So now we want to just do a quick spin through these cards just to make sure that we're still correct. That is in fact a start card, 15 chapter cards, and a boss card. Perfect. So everything is still working good. So do a reload here. Pretty sure everything's good. Do a quick test of Adventure Pack 1. Yeah, that looks good. Do a quick test of our new one. Yep, all looking good. Correct dice, everything's there. Cool. Go ahead and load up one more time. We are ready to upload. Update that module. Bang. We have successfully updated Steam Workshop. Okay. So there's our new text for Steam. Content. Oh, here it is. And change the description. Our new description. Fix that spelling issue. There we go. All looks good. Change notes. Well, that was super fast. Kind of thinking I want to go ahead and do the third adventure pack today, because we're a little ahead of schedule with that. That did not take long. Maybe an hour we're at this point. So I think we'll go ahead and work through Adventure Pack 3. So, Adventure Pack 3 is going to begin with a button. Again, we can make this look pretty with code cleanup later. Adventure Pack 3 is called Blight of the Plague Lord. So that should have our button, but put it in the correct place, which was two down. So, well, you know, have a button for it. Cool. I will tab to the right windows eventually. I have many things open, as you can tell, so it sometimes makes this challenging to get the right window. Next up, we want to get our rules out. Rule book. That one. There's our grid for it. Big setup. Get that rule book and function. Ensure pack is now going to be 3. And the grid for the box is right there. That should get our rules out. Surely it does. We have some rules. That means that, yeah. We got 15 chapter cards, 3 character cards. So I've already actually got the characters out. That was one of the first things I worked on. So we've got a plague die, plague cards, item cards, and a boss die. Okay. Seems simple enough. Alright. Plague shuffle the item deck, including 4 plague cards and 4 new items. Character dice, plague die. Okay. So this is going to be real simple because it's the exact same thing we did with the other modules. So we got our rules, our boss card, and the boss card grid for this one is I'm gonna have to. That has the hands on it, so it's gonna take me a second here. I need to send this so that we resync. It's probably gonna get stuck in a hand. Actually, it didn't. So it probably has no GUID. So quick reload. In here, get it out. Now it has a real GUID, and we're gonna turn off the hands toggle and put it back. Overwrite the save we're working with. Got to note what the GUID was when I got it out of there. That's the same GUID. Oh, I forgot to change the Adventure Box 3. All the little things. Helps you get those right. Okay, cool. Boss card. Done. Next. Chapter cards. Chapter cards coming from 3. In there. Let's again do a save. Mess with those cards. So this is one of the things that we found out earlier is that hands get turned off. Work properly, otherwise they will end up in zones where we don't want them. Just a quick edit here. Whoop. What's going on with that? And there's the last card. They're all now in the deck. That is the lid of the deck. It's now in the box. And overwrite our save. That quid. Perfect. Next. Next is the individual items. So, play cards from box 3. Stack. Exact same thing for the items. So it's this stack. It's 35 originally. 43, which was 4 and more. Let's see. Okay. One weapon, another weapon. knapsack, braid net, plague, 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 plague. Cool. All in there. Now we need the dice. I think that's our last thing. Yeah. It's plague dice. So this is super fast today. Doing these. Spellbook. That's where I want it. Three. Set up shuffling. Start card in. Bang. And that should be the entirety of what we need to program for Module 3. So I do have some further plans for other things. That's why I'm kind of leaving these buttons here. It's going to have plans to put other buttons here. Yeah, card, our start card, our rule book. All looking good. There's our start card. 15 of those. And our boss card. Bam. That is everything. Do a quick gander at our item deck here. Oops. Gander at it before that because I want to make sure the shuffle's working. Search. And sure enough, our plagues are now sorted in, as are our spears and other things. Right there. Yep. Everything's nice and shuffled in there. Cool. So that is Adventure Pack 3 done. So we're going to do our quick little workshop update again. Yeah, great job to the game designers in making this so easy to add those modules because the mechanics all repeat. I was able to use the same process for doing everything, which made it very easy on my part. And we've now completed this item off of our to-do list. Cool. Upload. Workshop upload. Don't screw this up. Almost messed up. Making things too easy. Now. Workshop upload. Okay. Workshop updated. And description. Okay, so basic features are done. We are up to 83 subscribers on this already. So I hope they're enjoying the continuing updates that we're putting in here. Our next thing will be either doing code cleanup or those couple of extra things that I wanted to do for random character buttons and adventure, a mixed up and kind of the everything version of the game. I think I should probably do the code cleanup stuff first. That seems like that would be wise to me. How are we doing for time? Only 11:40, so it took not even 15 minutes for us to do that third adventure pack. So yeah, you can definitely see the speed increase as I do more of these. First one took, most of a morning. The second one took not even half this morning. And the third one, bingo bango done. So that's great. I think it says a lot about the API and how you work with it and the design itself, making this very easy to do the modifications for this. So some of the other cleanup stuff, we have a little visual cleanup here where we should change these note cards that I originally used to be more consistent with the buttons we're using now. Somebody's got a good template there that seems to thematically fit. Maybe shoot me a link with that. I'm thinking maybe like copper plate looking, like a white copper plate. That's what I'm thinking would look good on this table with the the coloration here with the gray. So like a big white stamp plate for those. I don't know. Shoot me some ideas on what you think, we should use for the buttons to make them, look a little better than what we have right now. So let's take a look at our code. So principally, the one I'm most worried about is this one here, because we're doing a lot of repetitive stuff and not really using functions or not really taking the most advantage of the way we can do things here. So let's think about how we want to do that. So I think our first thing here, because we're only using 2 of these like this, is going to be to just put that in as a part of that take, because there's no reason to burn all these lines for this. So I'm tempted to just do that. So that was plague setup. And we lost synchronization again. Unexpected parenthesis. What? 133 here. Right. It's just this needs to be that way. That was on rulebook. So if the rulebook comes out correctly. And we did that. Yes. Okay. So that gives us a 1 line in place of 4. So that makes that a little cleaner. And we'll make it easier when we go to clean up. This one's got a callback in it, so I'm not entirely sure I want to put that together with it, because that callback is really important to be able to see what it's doing. So I'm going to skip over these for the moment, and we'll do some thinking about what the best way to minimize that or make it look pretty is. I like this one. This one's pretty good. Callbacks there. So this one's got no callback. So let's fix it. That's our spellbook dice. Now, spellbook dice comes out. We've done that properly. And we again lost sync. Not sure why that was synchronization that way so frequently, but I guess that's the quirks of working with this program. Play die. Not the right thing. That wasn't labeled correctly. This is the play die. Play die. Oh, all that. The play die, alright. Okay, so this section is on box 2. Really, I can just take this whole thing here. That's all it's actually doing. Let's see here, yep, sure do. Oh, come on. Really? Alright. Frustrating. Lose the sync that way. Come on. Just reloaded you. Literally just did it. There. Hey. Still looks good. Okay, so it has a callback, so we're gonna ignore that for now. Callbacks. Yeah, just gonna ignore those. Do those sections. Spelled with dice. Spelled with dice. Perfect. Next. So just cleaning this code up, making it a little smaller, a little less confusing to look at. Somebody doesn't have to wonder, spend the extra second wondering what all of this stuff is. It's just much cleaner. Really. Lip sync again. Killing me with this. That was all of those that we improved. There. Great tie. Good stuff. Over here. We lose the. At some point, I must have clicked on that. Yeah, wrong thing. That should be the. Huh. I'll have to go back and look at the guy's table and see what it originally was. I must have misclicked over there. some point. But fortunately, I can do that. Hills in the dark is what it should be. If you like that music, it's easy enough to put back in. It's just this tablet over here on the side. He has running a YouTube channel. I took it out because when I'm in here developing, it's just really frustrating to have to turn that on and off every time. And I also have used some of that space for things. No. Tablet is back working again. On it. Save that. Okay. And continuing on our code cleanup. I don't know what I want to do with these. I was thinking about this morning, is how to do these, because there's really only 1, 2, 3, 4 things that we're adjusting on these buttons, but all these others are super important too. Like, if you wanted to do buttons, like, yeah, you need like all of these other parameters to control that well. So I don't know that I really gain anything by sticking them in a function. Just make it a little harder to look at. I don't know. So these with the flip, how would we want to handle that? Concatenate tables? I wonder if that's a thing. You could do the table with this, and I don't know if that really saves anything. I could save a line maybe by doing that. The boss card on 3. Come on. Killing me with this. Why is that cutting and pasting? Boss card in 3. Yo, we got a problem in there. Saw it. Yeah, the boss card ended up underneath. Huh. Interesting. Wonder if that was just a quirk or. Oop. Alright, I gotta see if that's consistent, because that's weird. You wouldn't think that would throw that off. Yeah, sure is consistent. Wow. That is bonkers. Like, it looks like it's working, but for some reason, do that, it doesn't. Huh. Come on. Hmm. Alright, so we won't try cleaning that up that way. There's definitely some other ways we can do this. I just have to really think through. Because the only thing that's changing is the GUID here. We have different stacks. So the stuff that ends up in the item stack is all using the same position. The stuff that ends up in the play deck all uses the same position. So that could be function. Because they, again, all use the same flips and so forth for their callbacks. Well, look at that. Let's see what else we can clean here. So our cult setup, this. This one is going to close out. Back. That's good. And we're just making a note here about why I did this strange thing here. Because the dice weren't coming out randomly enough for these ones. So I wanted that to happen. Same notes here. This section, which is of course another reason to come in here and make a function for this later. because the only thing that changes between these two is the GUID of the dice that's being used. Otherwise, these are exactly the same. So here's another good one to put all in one. It's fairly minimal. Makes it easier to see what we're doing. Again, these are only really different if these titles are different, the object IDs, the GUIDs are different. So at some point, we'll probably come in here and try to fix that up so that the functions are get cleaner when we have to work with this later. I think this is the only thing we use is this here. Of course, we're going to lost sync again. Alright, so now we're going to do a just good battery of tests because I changed a bunch of different functions here. So just want to make sure everything is working still. X comes in, X comes out, stone comes in, stone comes out. Standard setup. Okay. Chapters. Flip chapters. Roll chapter die. Roll depth dice. Yep. Three. Actually, I want to set. That's what we tested. Okay. That's still looking good. So here's an interesting question. Did I properly set this up? So we have three. If we do adventure pack one. Yeah. So right now these things aren't set up to pull from the deck of that. So that's something I'll fix. Is so that this can use multiple cards there. And I've got a fix for that already because I have it working on the standard script. I just don't have it on the ones that work for the adventure packs. Same thing for the bosses. Well, the adventure pack bosses wouldn't apply to because these buttons always pull the adventure pack boss, and this area here is eventually going to be the area for the random stuff. the start card thing, we can fix that. That should be nice and easy to fix. Let's just do a back here, and let's go see if we can find the code for that. So it's in the standard setup, I think. It's this section here. We're going to grab that section, stick it in my working notepad here, because we want to look at the table extensions here. So when we're doing the shuffle of that, it's using that weight function. Let's see. It should be below adventure shuffle. So it's using this rate. So let's just take a look at this. So the start deck is nil. Start deck is not found. Otherwise, start deck is found, and we do start card. Get it from there. Some stuff. So it's really just the thing that does the start deck concern stuff, which should be in here. Here's the start deck. Some extra line in this right now. We try to get the starting deck with. Curious how it knows that that's the width. That deck doesn't get built until after. You know, think. Deck. Deck. Card. Don't know the answer to that one, but we'll just wing it and see. So that was, if that's start deck. So I'm gonna comment out those lines. Don't have any idea if that's gonna work, but give it a whirl and see. So to test that, stick our extra setup cards in, and let's do Adventure Pack 3. Okay, and let's see what that first card is. It's the one item card. Okay. That's positive result. Okay, extra start card. Pack 2. Continue. Item card per player, so the normal start. Okay. And extra cards. 1. Show me. Okay. Then the bonus one. Okay. And let's just confirm that we get a random one. So we're going to go ahead and just do that exact same thing one more time. Okay, so bonus one again. There's only 3 here, so may have to test this several times. Actually, get a different card. Fairly sure this works though. Same again. There we go. So, indeed proving that you do get a random one of these 3 cards. Cool stuff. So, what else? I'll take a look at this because I saw one little section here that we can clean up a little bit. This take object. There. These extra lines. Okay. Fix these. Note here. Now this does do some prints. I should probably at some point work through adding some more alerts to some of the more recent stuff. I ended up doing a lot of these when I was working with this code and just trying to debug it as things were going on. Hmm. This is invoked by a button thing, meaning there is a way to invoke these functions with parameters, but it takes extra steps to do. So ideally, I don't want to have a parameter and then call into this, which is I think why I separated these. but we might be able to detect which object it was that called it and use that. I'm not going to super worry about that for cleanup purposes right now. Tell here, obviously I know which object it is. This is how that part works, coming off that button. The living stone. Look at how it calls that. It's just the standard call. It didn't actually have to do anything to make that call happen. Object color, click. Those are just default parameters that come in. What if we put that in there? Try to roll this. Right, this chapter. We didn't break it. That's good. Let's see what it is. Okay. It's not name we want. That was a custom asset. So how about what was it? Object here. Label. Right. That's good. Oh, it is. Huh. What is it? Dice. That's attached to the button. Would have thought. Guess not. Maybe it's on the Kraken table object? I don't know. I would think that would tell us the name. It's name set if the tool tag just tells the type. Board. On this board. So this is Okay, well, learned something. Because I was planning on using that to figure out whether it was the death dice button or the chapter dice button. These were exactly the same, except for which dice bag, the squid right here. Huh. That means I'd probably have to mess with. There's a document that discusses how to do the callbacks in those button creations. So that would be something we could do to clean this up a little further. These functions. Just a flip. I really don't want to like that these are very explicit this way. Uh, lets you know what it's doing. I could minimize it by using some functions and stuff, but really, I think it helps. So maybe at some later point I'll come back and clean that up. Let's look at some of our other code. So here's another spot we can clean. Just this. Oh, I already did this one actually. Oh, I probably did it in the other place where that code occurs. Which is another thing. At some point, we may want to move this out to like a global. These things about moving the skulls. This was one of my first things that took me quite a while to figure out how to do. Probably a better way to do this. I mean, just around that setup. It takes the players a couple of seconds anyway to do. This, there's no reason to have separate chunks. That was just a pattern I was emulating from where I had originally got that. All these table extensions. So the side ones we are using for something, but the drawer ones we don't really use. So I don't even know where this one is. Forward? Forward? This is the main board itself. Block forward and customize. Sure. that's about. Flaws. Here we've used a function to already do that. But we can fix this here. Let's just quickly make sure that still works. Sure does. Although we lost our Miller one. Miller card is at some kind of janky angle. So let's go save here. Let's go on that Miller card. Save. And let's pause. Now it comes out right. Okay, so pause things looking good. Cabinets. Global. Yeah. So I think that's all the cleanup I'm going to do on this for right now. So let's go ahead and do one more quick Steam publish on this guy. Do another quick batch of tests before I do this, just in case. Standard setup. Go max. Max out. Stone. Stone out. Chapters. Nice. Boom. Death ice. Boom. Pack 1. Adventure pack 1. Pack 2. Pack 3. That save we're not using. Long past that point. Boss cards. Dealer standard. We go in. The dice are all looking good. And jack. Yeah, I think that's today's work on this. So we've got a few more things in the long-term plan, but definitely starting to get stable. Everything's, all the core features are in here. Now it's really just enhancements and whatnot. So go ahead and do our last publish of the day. Updates for this. I'm not going to put the thing about fixing the Miller. It's just straightforward. We fixed the code, and yeah, I'm actually not going to update the description because everything that was already in there stays the same. So, notes. did change was fixed from Miller position fixed the tails tablet made it possible to use extra start cards from X and general code. There we go. So that is our morning programming in Lua for Tabletop Simulator, doing Darkest Escape the Dark Castle scripted. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.